Night 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the WrestleMania post show. We are once again here. Man, what a 2 nights of WrestleMania. I think we both feel exhausted from the weekend of watching 2 nights of WrestleMania. Vince Russo, before we get into the line by line, segment by segment of the show, I got 2 questions for you. One question for you. The other thing is, of course, I see super chats already coming in. A lot of people have stuff to say right now, and go ahead and fill that up. We're going to save that for the end again. We're going to give you all time to talk, and we're going to address those super chats, man. So fill them up. We're going to make that forum for you at the end and have some fun with you all. So here is my question for you, Vince, before we get into – and you can tie this into your overall thoughts of this night too. Do you think watching these 2 nights, and we've talked about this before, I've been a strong advocate of this, and I still stand by it actually watching these 2 nights. Do you think that WrestleMania should still be one night?
Oh, without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt. Chris, by the time we got to tonight, and listen, I got to tell you, Sportskeeda, whoever's watching this show, Raju, or all of you who are ever watching this show, bro, I'm just telling you, next time you want me to watch something like this, don't even thinking about nickel and diming me, because the last 8 hours were absolute hell. You have no idea what it is to sit through 8 hours of this. And I'm telling you, Dr. Chris, I swear to God, by the time I got to tonight with these freaking entrances, bro, when Austin can drive a
ATV.
What do they call it?
ATV
down the ramp in 3 seconds, and it's taking these freaking guys 10 minutes to get to the ring. Bro, Screw these entrances. I swear to God, bro, there are 2 things that are killing wrestling more than anything. 2 things. The freaking entrances and the singing alongs. And I'm telling you, bro, people are starting to get their fill of this crap. We are on to you that you are using this as a device and a mechanism to eat time. And let me tell you something, bro. Netflix, wake the frick up. Peacock, wake up. USA Network, wake up. Bro, do you know, Chris, they put out a video today of all the entrances from last night, because a couple people were telling me about it. It was just a video of entrances. Bro, 35 minutes. 35 minutes of people walking to the ring. Bro, it gets to the point where, like, I literally want to pick up my television and throw it. I cannot listen. I don't care about anybody else, Chris. I know how you are. My time is valuable. Stop wasting my time with this crap, bro. Stop wasting my time. It's getting to the point of being pathetic with these entrances. And, bro, let me tell you, I know it was WrestleMania, Chris. It's going to be the same thing tomorrow night. Stop with WrestleMania. It's going to be the same thing, bro. It is getting old. I am over it, bro. Get to the freaking ring and start the match.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we're over 500 with less than 4 minutes in, so thank you so much for that. Appreciate we've got some sound clips from Vince Russo. Here we go. We got a yeet for that. Yes, indeed. Here we go. There we go. There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, this is Vince Russo's personal therapy session.
I'm sorry. I've had it with this.
Hey, I'm a therapist, man. I'm here. Talk to me, man.
Let me tell you guys something. I used to write this stuff, bro. I wrote it for TBS, TNT, USA Network, Spike Television, whoever the heck else I wrote for. I worked with networks. Time used to be money. Time is money, bro. You never wasted a second on these shows. Bro, do you know how much television time costs? It is so valuable. I am so sick and tired of this crap because they don't know how to book a creative wrestling show. So we've got to have 35 minutes of entrances, bro.
Yeah, you know what I saw on this, Vince, when it comes to that particular thing in this past couple of weekends, I saw some stat in one of my algorithms that it was like an hour and 47 of just like specific wrestling stuff and like 2 hours and 15 minutes of like non-wrestling stuff yesterday. And like I'm sure that time when people are doing time waiting time, I think it was called, I'm sure when they do the the additions and the math to that today, it'll be very, very simple. You can truncate this in one day. It's clear, Vince. You can smash this in one day based on quality matches that we saw the past couple of days. It definitely could have been one day, but again, Vince, we say this all the time. It's business. It's TKO. It's money grab, and so why do it in one night where we can do elaborate entrances and 10 matches? Well, we could do it in 2 nights and double the price and give it a bunch of elaborate entrants, and people will still pay for it.
Well, Chris, because let me add to that, because somebody pointed this out. Like I said, guys, I did 8 hours of watch along. I am so burnt. I am so spent, bro. Like I can't wait to go to bed. But Chris, somebody pointed this out to me tonight, which I didn't even realize. Bro, you had 2 nights, 8 hours, and not one backstage segment.
Oh, wow. I didn't notice.
How about doing a backstage segment and picking up the entrance midway? How about that? 0 backstage entrances, bro. You can still fill the time. Cut those entrances in half. Go to the heel and then join the baby's entrance. 0 backstage entrances, bro. We don't need to see 10-minute walks to the freaking ring.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. It's interesting because it makes me wonder, because I've pulled back on spoilers because I was talking to people within Sportskeeda and giving out finishes, and spoilers, within group chats and stuff like that, which is the reason why they teased the Joe Hendry post. I didn't want to spoil it, but I gave him a teaser. And it's interesting, man, because like stuff like that, it makes me wonder. Like, I understand that some people like spoilers. I get DMs all the time about it, but it's like, man, fans, they don't they don't want to know, which I understand that. I'm not mad at that. But what we saw today was very underwhelming in certain spots, and it really was a buzzkill in some of those spots. And I did report on Backstage Pass that The Rock wasn't scheduled to show. Hey, you know what I mean? and he didn't show, and we'll definitely spend a whole segment on that.
We will spend, because I could not believe what I was saying. I could not believe. I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and I'm saying to myself, anybody can go back and look at my live stream. I'm saying to myself, there's no way. There's no freaking way. And I'm looking at the clock and they're going on. I'm like, no, there's absolutely no way. Bro, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in the history of me watching wrestling. And I've seen a lot of bad things, bro. I've written bad things. I wrote the Dog Kennel from Hell match, bro. What I saw tonight at the end of the show, whatever politics is going on in that company, I could give 2 craps about. The ending of that show and no Rock was the worst thing I've ever seen in all the years I've been watching wrestling.
Yep, and we'll absolutely get into that, and people have a lot to say. So again, fill those super chats up, because I know that you all have a lot to say about this, and we will address each and every one. And first of all, less than 10 minutes in, and we're approaching 900. Okay, so we peaked yesterday at 1014. Let's beat that, and we're 20 away from 900 right now, less than 10 minutes in. So let's do that. At least let's find positives from this as much as we possibly can. That's the therapist in me speaking. So
why?
that's just who I am, Vince. So that's just who I am in heart.
Well,
we're getting paid, Vince. We're getting paid. At least we can do a glass half full and some.
I am not putting anything over that does.
No. Listen, I'm not saying put anything over. I'm saying finding positives in it. We're about to reach 1,000 people, so that's something we can look at positively because again, that's super chats, and we can think about that from a positive standpoint. There was a couple of things that I did like though.
You want a positive when we've been talking about these ticket prices. Do you know how many people paid out the arse thinking they're going to see The Rock? Do you know how many people paid thinking they're going to see The Rock? And I'm going to sit here and talk about positives? Bro, if I'm one of those people that pay $1,500 for a seat and I got Travis Scott instead of The Rock, are you kidding me?
Like I said, Vince, we'll talk about that specifically because I'm going to roast that just like you are. So you ain't got to worry about that for sure. But I do want to think about things from a glass half full perspective. I did like a couple of things. My overall view of these two nights was night one started off slow and peaked toward the end. And night two to me, and I posted this on my X account at Chris Prolific. Night two to me peaked in the beginning and then just went down the drain after that. It started to, in the middle, I was like, okay, look, we got to increase this tempo. The end definitely didn't do that. So I think it was the reverse effect from yesterday. But of course, we'll get into segment by segment. Let's start off with Io Sky defeating Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, retaining the championship, retaining the Women's World Championship. What do you think, Vince? I personally think that this was obvious. I posted this. I think it was obvious. They were pie facing her every week. They love Io. They wanted her to look good. Do you see that? Or were you expecting something different?
Not at all, bro. We've been saying this all along. The Office loves Io Sky. The Marks love Io Sky, and you knew Io Sky was going over in this match without a shadow of a doubt. But Chris, here's one thing that I wrote, man. And again, I'm you want to be half full, whatever. I'm just going to tell you what my takeaway is from these matches, bro. When you choreograph matches like this, you can't believe what you're seeing. With so much choreographing and so many spots, bro, you don't believe this is real. And that's what wrestling is built on. You are supposed to suspend my disbelief. When we are doing spot after spot after spot, I don't believe for a second that this is real. Not for a second. And I like, and bro, like, I swear to God, when I watch these three girls, Chris, I can't imagine having to memorize all these spots. I can't imagine what that's like to be in a ring and you're telling me I gotta memorize 25 spots in a 10-minute match. I don't even know what that would be like. But my point is, when you have so much choreography going on, you don't believe what you're seeing. You don't believe it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we've talked about that before. First of all, 1049, ladies and gentlemen. That 1065 now, actually. So we're almost at 1100. We surpassed it, the 1000 mark, less than 15 minutes in. Thank you so much. We're actually almost at 11. Oh, we get the laugh. There we go. We get the laugh, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you with the spots. I do think that this opener was a lot more. I think it was a lot better than yesterday's opener just because it invoked the reaction more from the crowd. The crowd was dead with like the first 3 or 4 matches yesterday.
What was yesterday's opener again? What was it again?
They didn't go there. The very fact that you don't remember.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I would agree with this was a better opener than last night's opener.
I mean,
I would agree with
to me, it was a much better opener than last
Yes.
night. I think it invoked the reactions of the feel of the crowd, which is, I mean, that's what openers should do. We talk about that all the time. That's what openers should do. It was flat yesterday as far as invoking the feeling of the crowd. The match was yesterday's match left a lot to be desired, and this is supposed to be Jay's crowning moment. It happened, but it was a lot to be desired. I think for the wrestling fans, this did the job. Now, you and I think about it beyond the wrestling scope. We think about it from a X's and O's perspective, which, if you're outside the bubble, that's the attraction of us talking, because we look at it from an X's and O's perspective. Make it make sense. You know, I always say, where's the continuity? Where's the payoff? I say that all the time, and I still stand by that. But for the match's sake, compared to yesterday, my glass half full perspective on that is, and trust me, there's some roasting that I'm going to do with this for sure. But I do think that this opener was better. Now, like I said on Twitter, I'm not on the EO train. We talked about this before. I don't buy into the EO hype. I get that people like her. She's likable, but I don't buy into the hype. So I can't agree with that when it comes to wrestling.
You know, again, guys, we're going to talk about, we got a lot to talk about tonight, but again, just forget the casual fans, because bro, I don't care how good a wrestler Io Sky is. You've got 3 women in this match, and the one with the least amount of personality comes out the victor.
Yeah.
How does that work?
But that's the one the fans love the most, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How does that work? You got Rhea Ripley, who's got a great character, a great look. You got Bianca Belair, great character, great look. The one with the least amount of personality and charisma wins the match. Okay, great. Beautiful.
Yeah, you're very true. We talk about this every week, man. What's next for EL to you? We got Backlash coming up. I mean, what do you do with this here, with this triple threat?
Bro, the only thing I don't even, Chris, I don't even know. I don't even know. Does Dakota Kai get jealous that she's the champion, and now do they have her feud? I don't know. I mean, bro, you're asking me, and I'm being honest. Vince, you want to see Io Sky and who? Bro, I don't care. Who could we possibly see Io Sky with that we care about? Who?
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, from the Raw, unless you do a singles with Rhea. I mean, but the money's really in Rhea and Bianca. You know, from a singles match more than just adding Io in there. I don't know. It doesn't seem interesting to me as far as EO versus anybody leading into
Naomi. Is Naomi on
she's
Raw?
on SmackDown. She's on SmackDown.
I don't even know who's on what anymore, bro.
And I think that they'll probably continue the,
Jade,
Naomi. Now you can add Bianca in there since she's, probably away from there. They'll probably take Bianca away from the title scene because of that, and put her in that thing just to cool her off from the title spot. Do we have Rhea and Io again singles? I mean, who else from Raw would make sense to me? I mean, I don't know who you put in there.
And I would still, bro. And here's another thing, just before I forget, Chris, because I thought without a shadow of a doubt they were somehow, some way going to work it in. Chelsea Green, not on either one of these 2 shows. Are you freaking kidding me? Seriously, are you ribbing me? And I thought, I didn't say anything because I'm like, she's going to come out. She's going to throw a hissy fit. They're going to do something. Nothing.
Yeah. And with all these entrances, why don't you just carve out, 5 to 7 minutes, have her come out, get upset with Nick Aldis that I don't have a spot, have her do an open challenge. And that, to me, from a business standpoint, that's a perfect opportunity for someone from AAA to accept it.
Chris, think about this being added into one of the 35 minutes of entrances. Okay. She calls Nick Aldis out. She's really hot. And she could say exactly what I'm saying. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a rib. I'm assuming I'm going to be on WrestleMania. Bro, she starts poking at Nick. Bro, have freaking Mickey James sitting in the front row. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how difficult is that, guys? How difficult is that? And guess what, bro? You do a little program with Mickey James and Chelsea Green. People are going to want to see that more than any other two girls you put together on the show. Okay? Yeah. But you can't come up with a no-brainer like that.
Yeah. I mean, that is an alley-oop. I mean, I'll give you that. That
come on, Chris. Like, serious. Like, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's an alley-oop.
There is no way. If I'm booking this show, there is no way I could have looked Chelsea Green in the eye and said, sorry, Chelsea, you're not going to be on either night. There is no way in the world I could have ever done that. No way in the world.
I didn't watch any of the pre-show or I didn't watch SmackDown either. Was she involved in SmackDown at all?
Oh, I think so, bro. I don't even remember. I don't even remember. The shows are so unforgettable. I don't even remember, bro.
SK Nation, was she involved in SmackDown or any of the pre-shows in any capacity? Comment and let us know about that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an alley-oop. I think either way. I think from a business standpoint, the AAA thing makes sense, just because they're promoting that. But I do think it's an absolute alley-oop for Mickey James to come in there and do something about that, save Nick Aldis or help Nick Aldis because Chelsea Green's poking at her, and wifey comes in and
makes sense. Chris, what have we been saying all along? What have we been saying, guys? You need to start building blocks after Mania. We've been saying that. That's why Becky's back. That's a good move. That's why they did the Dominic and Finn thing. You've got to have stuff after WrestleMania, so that's all good. This would have been a perfect opportunity to do a little something with Mickey James and Chelsea Green after WrestleMania.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. Drew McIntyre defeating Damian Priest. We get a big Drew win for WrestleMania. What do you think about this?
I was shocked, bro. This was my first loss. I could not believe they put Drew over. They never, ever put Drew over. I was absolutely shocked. Bro, I was shocked to the point that I was like, is Damian Priest hurt? I thought maybe he was hurt or something when Kabuki-ish in the finish. They never put Drew over, bro, ever.
Yeah, it was a bit predictable to me. I was pleasantly shocked that my prediction stood. The reason why I predicted it was because I see nothing with Damian Priest as far as steam and momentum is concerned right now. Like I don't see anything. And so it just makes sense since Damian Priest, pulled the rug under him last year, at WrestleMania to win the world championship. It just makes sense that he gets his comeuppance this year. I wish they would have spent more time with really honing in on that. I get it. They spent a lot of time with Drew and Punk, and it was a good feud. But I do think Drew and Damian and Drew trying to get his win back in that, I guess in that way would have been better. But I mean, I think it's well deserved that we both you and I both talk about every single week, or at least a few times a month in some capacity, how much Drew is being underutilized and not getting the respect that's due for him. And I think that this is an opportunity for him to do that. But here's the issue with that is that right now you have the world champion is Cena, so he's a heel. So Drew won't be in the world title picture there. U.S. champion is heel, Jacob Fatu, so he won't be in the title picture there. What are we going to get another stipulation with Damian Priest and Drew, and somehow Priest gets a win back? Like that's the issue that I see in this, Vince. That somehow Priest get his win back.
Chris, you almost have to, because what do I always tell you? And again, guys, I am coming from experience. Even if somebody goes under, you've got to protect them. Yep. That's where stories come into play, bro, because somebody can screw somebody else. Damian Priest got beat.
Yep.
Here, put a period at the end of the sentence. There was no protecting him. He got beat. So unless this feud isn't over, bro, Damian Priest right now is not worth anything. There was no protecting that dude whatsoever, unless, like you said, Chris, the feud continues.
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen. I don't have any interest in it. I mean, this feud was just, what's the payoff? I always say that. What's the payoff in this? I mean, again, you have two heel champions at the helm right now on SmackDown. And so to make both of them still relevant, I think the only thing you could do is, have them go against each other again. And I can see it right now. You're adding a stipulation of, you beat me for the title last year. I beat you again. Somehow you get a number one contenders, gimmick from this. Damian Priest wins, and now you have Damian Priest. I can see Damian and Cena even, for a match like coming up Money in the Bank or whatever that is. I can see that happening when it comes to just filler. Because right now, Vince, and from now until Mania, there's going to be filler feuds. There always is in, that summer spot. So I can definitely see one of those filler feuds. Not saying that I agree with it, but I can definitely see somehow in that you'll get like a Priest versus Cena for the title. What do you think?
Yeah.
Not saying I agree with it, but I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Dominic Mysterio defeating Braun Breaker, Penta, and Finn Balor. New IC champ. I was actually pleasantly surprised about this spot, Vince, because, we talk about things being so predictable, and this was unpredictable to me. So, it was an interesting finish because, pro wrestling fans go from putting themselves over by booing Dominic every week to putting themselves over by cheering for Dominic at WrestleMania.
Exactly it. And Triple H is listening to what this internet wrestling community says. Bro, you're out of your mind, because what they do, bro, is they cheer what's cool. So now exactly. It's going to be cool to cheer Dominic. Now it's going to be cool. And you're actually reading the comments of these people online. Chris, here was my only problem with this. This is my only problem with this. Bro, how many times have we had a title on and off Braun Breaker now?
It's been a few now. Yeah.
Okay.
The Jay thing and Sammy. Yeah.
Here's my problem with this. You didn't need to put the belt on Dominic, because now Dominic is going to be in a feud with Finn Balor, and the belt is involved in that. Bro, the feud with Finn Balor is enough. They should have kept the belt on Braun Breaker, bro, to establish Braun. But now it's on Dominic, and now he's going to be in a feud with Finn. They don't need the title there, bro. The title should have stayed with Braun Breaker. They could have done the same exact thing where Dominic screwed for Finn from winning the match. But now you've got a new feud with Dominic and Finn, and you've got the title involved in that. And now you got nothing for Breaker and Penta to fight for.
Yeah, it seems as if you'll get Dominic and Finn with this breakup type of angle. To me, I don't see how the original, if they pull an audible in this, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they, I imagine they didn't expect for Dominic to have this type of reaction. So I'm wondering how that would have played in if Dominic still would have got his, crowd getting over, putting themselves over top of heat that he does every single week. And then Finn also getting the heat by being the person who, who's hated and just a grumpy, type of uncle of Judgment Day. I wonder how they would have put that in to make either one of them the babyface and who was going to be the babyface. But it'll be interesting to see how they shift, if they shift, for Dominic being at the helm now. It makes me wonder, though, Vince, was this for the sake of pushing Braun up to the next level as far as just the world championship is concerned?
I mean, bro, I was thinking that. And listen, of course, they didn't beat Braun, which of course, I mean, you could not beat Braun. So, I mean, that was great. But I don't know why you need that belt involved in this Dominic feud. If you're not going to put it on Braun and you're going to push him to the next level, then put it on Penta. I think you're totally wasting that title now with these two.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been opposed if they put it on Penta. It'd be interesting to see. I like the predictability of it, the unpredictability of it.
I do too.
That factor I like. That factor I did like. We got Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was the special. All this hype, all this build. The mystery is say his name, and he appears. Joe Hendry. What do you think, Vince?
Bro, but listen, all I'm going to say is this. There's a lot of people carrying on about TNA being buried and this and that. No, bro, the TNA gets the rub. Well, it doesn't matter that John Henry lost the match. They put him over as the TNA champion.
People are saying TNA is getting buried because of this.
Yeah, they're burying they're burying the TNA champion. So no, bro, they're getting the rub, so it's good for TNA. But again, bro, like I'm just telling you, you attempting to get any casual fans to watch this show is over. It is over. Nobody knew who that dude was. No casual fan in the world. Everybody is sitting there saying, "Why is this guy in the ring with freaking Randy Orton?" I mean.
I didn't see this bearing TNA at all. I saw completely the opposite of that. I saw partnership. I saw where you go. Here's your partnership opportunity. I've talked about this before. You've asked me this question. You asked me like what in so many words. You asked me what makes Joe Hendry appealing, and I talked about the bandwagon effect. What causes him to have kind of like a cult like phenomenon with that, and I explained that before, and I think that Joe Hendry, I think the spot made sense if the point is to make Orton and to build him up for Backlash, which is in his hometown. I think a clinic, 15-20 minute clinic with just whomever you choose, I wouldn't have been a fan of that, and I wouldn't want to brought Aleister Black back in. Aleister Black back in to lose. I wouldn't want to bring Rusev in back to lose. Those were the two people that people were saying a lot. No, I wouldn't have done that, because if this is to make Orton look good for Backlash, you don't want him to have some big clinic, and you're supposed to make him look good for that. Nah, I think this is okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but for what it was worth and what the purpose that it served, I understood why they did it. It doesn't mean I agree, but I understand why they did what they did.
Chris, I'm telling you, bro, like this is WrestleMania. Yeah. Okay? This is WrestleMania. Bro, if this were me, because you've been teasing it, he's been training, he's been doing this, he's been doing that. Bro, if this were me, I'm hitting Goldberg's music. This is WrestleMania, bro. This is WrestleMania. This is Randy freaking Orton. This is WrestleMania. Then, bro, you do a deal where the last guy Orton is expecting is Goldberg, and you do Goldberg's spear gimmick and he beats Orton in a matter of seconds, And now Orton's second guessing himself and this, that, and the other thing. That's how you build to Backlash. The fact that he's beaten Joe Hendry and then making fun of him after he beat him, I don't know what that does for anybody. This is WrestleMania, bro. This isn't Raw or SmackDown. It's WrestleMania, man. You promised, bro, again, you got the people that paid the money for these tickets. My God, bro, this is WrestleMania. That's what I would have done.
I got you. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have had Orton lose. I mean, the Goldberg thing sounds appealing. It's just that with the time that they had, and do you have Goldberg lose? I wouldn't have had him lose. And if you beat Orton, like, he's supposed to be one of the big headliners of Backlash since it's in his hometown. So I don't know, having him lose at WrestleMania would have been a bit off, especially since Goldberg isn't. It would have been a gimmick with Goldberg coming to WrestleMania, and he said he has one more match left in him. So, he'll come to WrestleMania winning the match against Orton, and there's a chance that we never see him again.
Well,
a lot of people would have been upset about that. So.
I don't think that would be the case. You turn Goldberg heel so quickly by saying, I said it was going to be my last match, but I didn't think it would be over in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You could
and
turn.
You have Orton and Goldberg rematch.
Absolutely, and that's Goldberg's last match, and Orton goes over tonight. Again, bro, I'm Chris. Again, I don't mean to be an a-hole. I really don't. I'm just thinking of these people that paid big money for these tickets. This is WrestleMania, bro. You're giving me Joe Hendry, especially Chris. Now, Chris, keep in mind. No, you got to keep in mind too, please. All these decisions are being made when they know they don't have The Rock. They know they don't have The Rock, bro. So, like, okay, you delivered Becky, fine. You had Austin make an appearance, fine. But my God, bro, people are going to crap on this ending with Travis Scott. Load it up. Don't give me Joe Hendry, man.
Yeah, I like the Goldberg at Mania spot. I just think that to me, that could have been used in a different capacity, especially if you're thinking of Backlash for Orton's hometown. And if he's supposed to be in the main event match, people would absolutely crap on Goldberg, it being in another main event match. I'm a Goldberg fan. I've told you that before,
Chris,
but I don't think fans would have.
Chris, I'm telling you.
Hold on. You talk about hard paying. You talk about people paying their hard-earned money. I personally think that people would have preferred Joe Hendry over Goldberg.
Oh, I don't. No way, Chris.
The current Vince, we're talking about this hardcore current fan base. Like, come on now. Like, we talk about this every single week of who the people that we're talking about now. This isn't a casual fan base anymore. Now, if this was 10, 15 years ago, hands down Goldberg. But with the people that we're talking about now, Joe Hendry would have a better reaction to me than Goldberg based on all the old Berg and we don't want you here and all that. It makes me wonder. And I'm Sportskeeda Nation, let me know, would you have rather saw Joe Hendry or Goldberg? I think that's an interesting question.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Chris, but it's just all in the writing and all in the booking. If Vince McMahon is in charge of this show, I don't care about any internet wrestling community. You're not seeing Joe Hendry. I promise you're not seeing Joe Hendry.
Yeah, that makes sense. With the partnership, it does make me wonder if, and it goes back to you working with Vince. Like, do you think that Vince would have even allowed, the TNA partnership to even happen if he was was running the ship?
No, he would not have it.
Yeah. A lot of it's interesting. Like people, it's kind of 50-50 right now from what I'm seeing right now.
Chris, Chris, when you talk about going to Backlash, just real quick, from now till Backlash, I'm booking him like the old Bill Goldberg. I'm booking him that he's coming out every single week on television and going through somebody in 10 seconds with the spear and the boom. That's how I'm booking him. He's not having 50-50. He's not having 10-minute matches. It's the old Goldberg, bro. And that's all that I'm saying. I don't want to. I think
there's you're good. I think there's buy-in to that. Like I think there's buy-in to that element because we never saw that in WWE. Like he was never a streak machine. Like the Goldberg streak machine was completely WCW.
Yes.
173, matches. That's what made him so over. His WWE career was so different. It was like night and day compared to his WCW career.
And Chris, the one thing about Goldberg is you can get away doing that with him because, bro, he always comes back looking good. He always comes back looking good. So you could get away with that, but I'm not going to beat a dead horse, bro. Again, it is clear as the nose on your face. Triple H is booking for the internet wrestling community.
Absolutely.
It's as clear as that. Yes. If there was any question of that, you got all those questions answered this past weekend.
Agreed. Obviously that that we can 100% agree on. Absolutely. Right. And that's the thing. Like I'm thinking of a Joe Hendry versus Goldberg. I'm thinking of it from a standpoint of who's the current market, right? The current market is like, yes, Joe Hendry. They liked them. They did the gimmick. If Goldberg would have came out to me based on, especially Vince, what we saw this weekend, the biggest baby face of the weekend was the biggest heel of every single week, which was Dominic Mysterio. He had the biggest reaction, ovation. Seth Rollins turns heel but still gets cheered and sing along. You got Cody Rhodes, who's your golden boy for the past year, gets a chorus of boos, and John Cena, who basically ripped the people over the past 7 weeks, gets cheered. So it's like that alone goes to show how much the IWC wants to put themselves over, Vince.
That's what happens when you don't control your audience, bro. That is what happens when you, because now Seth is going to go out there as a heel and they're going to be singing along with Seth, and Seth is going to take it all in rather than cut him off. And then that's what happens when the tail wags the dog. You are all over the place because now, Chris, Dominic's a baby face. What do we do with Liv now?
Exactly. Right.
Okay, now what? Okay, forget it. What a mess, bro. They've created such a mess. I wouldn't even know how to fix it, man.
Man, I tweeted. I said Dominic gets cheered, Cody gets booed. Welcome to pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I did the Oprah Winfrey
welcome to pro wrestling 2025.
Oh, for sure. That's what I meant. Modern day pro wrestling. Like, yeah, for sure. If you're bringing someone in and you're trying to give them the scoop or just the cliff notes of what's happening, that guy right there. Like, just imagine bringing like some friends over for WrestleMania, which is normal. Casual fans, they come together, they watch WrestleMania. And if you're like, that guy right there, Dominic, man, people hate him, man. He'll watch every single week, man. They boo the heck out of him, and then they see him cheering. They're like, I thought he was booed. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, you couldn't even give him an explanation. It'll be very difficult to try to explain so much of this stuff. And then the same with Cody. I thought Cody was a good guy. But okay, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like you can't even explain it to people because of this, man. So, all right, let's talk about Logan Paul and AJ Styles. What do you think about this one, man?
Bro, this one just two things I really. Again, bro, protecting your talent. Couple things I felt about this match. Number one, for whatever reason, I don't think this lived up to the hype at all. I just don't. I think it really fell short. But, bro, here was my biggest question mark because Chris, how I'm all about you got to protect the baby faces especially.
Yep.
So, bro, we introduced the brass knuckles in this match, right? Logan Paul winds up knocking out AJ Styles without putting
them.
the.
Yes.
These are the things that I don't. There's brass knuckles out there, but the heel isn't going to use them. He's just going to knock out the baby face clean. Okay, bro. I don't. Vince. Yes, Vince. The wrestling business has passed you by. Yes, it has, bro.
Yeah, this match was underwhelming to me. I think to me this was the start of the downward trajectory of the night. I think Orton Hendry was just for what it was. To me, it was just more neutral than anything. I didn't really think much of it. But I think that this one right here, it was the start of the downward trajectory. And I got heat on Twitter about it. I mean, so be it. I always get heat on Twitter. But I mean, I stand by it. I mean, I do think that this was the start of a downward trajectory.
Bro, for the heat you're getting on Twitter, guys, I could tell you 1,000% no way in the world would AJ Styles say this was one of his better matches. There's no way in the world. We've seen AJ. We know what AJ can do. We know what Logan Paul can do. No, bro, this match did not live up to the hype. And I think both of these guys would tell you that.
Agreed. I mean, if you think about the trajectory, if you think about the list of matches that AJ had, even the match with LA Knight last year was better than this match, and that didn't really have much of a feud to it. I mean, it was kind of weird, but that match was better. Dude, AJ was the last match of the Undertaker of the Undertaker's illustrious career. The Undertaker's last match ever was against AJ Styles. That's how much faith that the Undertaker had in someone that will cause him to look good leaving the company. That alone says enough. And that was at WrestleMania. So you get from Undertaker, basically going against AJ Styles in his last match to this. Now, I get it. I'm all for it. We talk about this all the time. Logan Paul is absolute money. He's bringing eyes to the product. If he's the publicity child, crossover guy, getting all the money he is, I'm all for it. In so little time, he's more charismatic and he's more over than so many other people who's been doing this for 20 years. But I think the problem with what we saw tonight, Vince, is pro wrestling fans, they really shoot themselves in the foot by overhyping things. And I think because the hype was so much with this match, and a lot of people thought that this match could do no wrong and match of the weekend and all the hype that comes, it didn't live up to the expectations. And I think that's what a lot of people was upset about. And I agree. It wasn't. It didn't live up to the expectation.
Well, bro, it's oh my God, bro. See, that's what's wrong with the internet wrestling community. Bro, AJ is going to be 48 in June. You're not getting 24-year-old AJ Styles. You guys this is a 48-year-old man. What do you think? Seriously, man, he's going to be 48, Chris.
Yeah. And that's that's the feel that I personally got, from this. It was, AJ, if there's anybody that's going to make Logan Paul look good for the future as that guy to be the heel, to get some quality wins, just to feed, over to a baby face. I think AJ Styles is the guy to do that, to push Logan Paul into the future. It didn't live up to the hype to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the cross out there stuff, nobody has understood that from day one.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see here. We have Becky Lynch coming back with Lyra Valkyria against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, new women's tag champs. Now, Lyra Valkyria has 2 belts.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, what are we doing here? And bro, I got to tell you, man, I'm wondering, Chris, if somewhere along the line they knew they did not have Rock, and we need to get Becky on this card because, bro, she looked small. Like she was not in ring shape. She had not been working out. And that's why I'm thinking, was this a last minute? Let's plug Becky in there because she's been out for a long time. And if she was planning a comeback, I think she would have been in much, much, much better shape than she looked.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This was something else that didn't click with me. I just, you have Bailey who's been there, somehow a few weeks ago, she gets she gets notification of, sorry. Yeah, Becky's coming back. You know what I mean?
She's hurt though, bro. You think she might be hurt?
From what I heard, she's not. She just got pulled.
Bro, the only thing I was hoping for, I was popping at the beginning because quite frankly, bro, like, guys, come on, I don't care about this. I was popping. I wanted Velcro to wrestle in the wings. If she would have wrestled wearing the wings, that would have been over with me. That I wanted.
Give me a yeet for that one. Give me a yeet for that.
But then she took the wings off, bro. She took the wings off, and I said, "This."
That's no yeet. That's no yeet.
Yeah, no yeet, bro. Yeah.
No yeet. Yeah, I'm with you on as far as that would have, gimmicks, man. That's what pro wrestling are all about. That would have been really, really funny as well, for sure. All right, we get the main. We're going to dive into. We got a lot of super chats.
Well, before we get to the main, let's talk about Austin almost killing the girl in the front row.
Oh,
I'm watching this. I swear to God, Chris. I swear to God, I'm like, bro. He's whipping around that ring way too fast. I swear, bro. And as soon as I said that, wham, bro, I got to tell you, man, not for anything. If that girl has a lawyer, woo, bro, we are suing the arena. We are suing the WWE. We are suing TKO. We are suing Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, my God, bro.
Yeah. So it showed Nick Khan hurrying up and catering.
Of course, what, bro? Yeah. He thinks he's gonna give him free merch and everything's gonna be okay. Not if she's got a lawyer, bro.
Yeah, I had to shoot some text to find out what's going on, and I got some information that we reported in a backstage pass as far as that's concerned. But man, I think after all the time that we saw Austin being successful with putting that together and whipping around that, it's like you just said this, AJ Styles is 48 years old, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not going to see old AJ Styles. Same with Austin. I mean, Austin, he doesn't ride around in an ATV all the time in that narrow time. He used to do that all the time on Raw. That was 20 years ago. We're not going to see the same, 60-year-old, 61, I think now he is. Austin, we're not going to see that. You know what I mean? So,
I saw that when he came down the ramp, that was one thing. When he started going around the ring, I'm like, brother, you got that thing going way too fast, man.
Yeah. He needs to pipe down, man. I wonder if he had a couple Steve Weisers before he went down there and got a little disoriented, man. So, all right, we got the main.
Somebody did have a great idea in my chat for the entrances. They should have been riding that thing down to the ring, bro. They could have got there in freaking 10 seconds. Let's go. Yeah,
that's the opposite effect of the cart that used to come down back in the day, man, with the old WrestleManias. All right, John Cena defeating Cody Rhodes. We got a new WWE champion. We talked about this before. Cody for weeks had the one up, and so it was like, okay, so with all the one up that Cody is getting over several weeks and all those back and forth, it's clear that Cena's going to win. Again, I reported that Rock wasn't going to be there. subscribe to Backstage Pass. You'll get that information. Still, there were still people saying, hey, you know, there's speculation in Rock. And that comes with the territory as far as the speculation, because we wanted that spot. We wanted that payoff. We wanted that climax. But I think there's so many issues. There's so many nuances with really addressing this issue. And let me start off with this, and I'm going to give you the floor, Vince.
But Chris, can I
what
just say
the heck was the point of Elimination Chamber?
I want to say this. I want to say this because I want to piggyback on something you said. You said we wanted the spot. Chris, we wanted the spot because they made us want the spot. That's
right.
why.
Exactly. Which prompted my question.
They created the spot that they didn't give us. So I just want to say that, bro. That's why
I'm with you. Yeah, 100% agree. What that prompted my question. Like, what was the point of the Elimination Chamber in your opinion?
Bro, I swear to God, Chris. Here's the only thing I'm telling you, bro, because I can't believe they did this. I really can't, bro. I was seeing clips too over the weekend. Rock's in Hawaii, this and that, and I'm like, bro, he's working, man. He said that he was probably in Hawaii last week, and he shot that stuff. He's working. Chris, I can't believe they did this to the point. This was so out of my realm of understanding, bro. This has to be politics. This has to be a power play. Chris, there is no way they're gonna start this at the Elimination Chamber, knowing darn well we're not going to see Rock for 6 weeks, and then we're not going to see him in Mania. No way. Chris, there's no way. This is some kind of politics, power play. I don't know what's going on, but let me tell you, bro, if they did plan it that way, bro, shame on them, because you set something up. You had people paying money to see that, and you didn't deliver. Shame on you, bro.
Yeah, and you know, I mentioned week after week, there's still no Rock, no mention of Rock, nothing, no videos, no phone promos. It just seems, Vince, man, I'm telling you, we you know, even Triple H mentioned this as far as just, you know, having to alter some things because some things got leaked. You know what I mean? And all of this just makes sense to me of we had to pull a fast one here, and The Rock had to come in and try to bring some type of layers to it to make some people. And there's so many things that you can see in this. You can see ticket sales. You know, The Rock could have been like, hey, man, we got to do something, you know, to cause a spike in these, because it didn't sell out until the very, very end. That's after prices dropped in half. You know, and so it's like The Rock is looking at all this stuff from a board member perspective, you know, the chair of the board. And he's like, all right, man, like it wasn't really in my schedule, but we got to pull something here. And so that's what it seems like the Elimination Chamber was, like, to try to speed up or try to add more hype to it. Because if it was just Cena winning and Cena Cody with some back and forth, both babyface, that really wouldn't have been too much, you know what I mean? But I think the heel turn was a business kind of audible, seeming like, for Rock. And Rock is looking at this and he's like, all right, man, let's do something right now.
Well, Chris, let me ask you this. Okay, I hear what you just said, and I agree with what you just said. But with hindsight being 2020, and the lashback they're gonna get from this, bro. Let me tell you, IWC morons, something, bro. If you forgive them for this, then they can do anything. Like, seriously, bro. You're a bunch of, at that point, you're a bunch of monkeys. Like, literally, you're a bunch of monkeys. Hey, monkeys, give us $1,000. We'll let you in the door. You can come sing for 3 hours. Literally, you're a bunch of freaking idiots. If they can get away with this, because Chris, with hindsight being 2020, how much better would it actually have been if it would have been a babyface match and you have Cena turn heel during the match? That would have been a million times better than what they delivered tonight. A million times better.
Yep. Now that I can rock with, and it just seems as if Cody is keep kicking out. And then you have Travis. Even the Travis Scott spot was just totally. I get it because the theme song and he has crossover, but I'm just like, eek, like that. Man, they really thought that Travis Scott would be a suitable replacement
they
to do a Man in Black gimmick. To make us forget.
They couldn't have. No, Chris, they couldn't have. Chris, can we say one thing, though, before I just don't want to forget this little note. I swear to God. Cody, will you please not smile when you're not supposed to smile, bro? Bro, you think when Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier had those 3 classic matches, you think anybody came down to the ring smiling? Bro, you smile when you shouldn't be smiling. This is a guy that kicked you in the groin. This is a guy that bloodied you. This is a guy that cut promos on you. And you're coming to the ring smiling. Come on, bro. Be in the freaking moment that this is a real prize fight and you're all business coming to the ring. But, Chris, I'm telling you, bro, this was the worst. This finish was the worst thing. Imagine pitching this finish to Vince McMahon. Now, Vince, we're not going to have The Rock. Travis Scott's going to come down. Who? Who? Travis? Who? Can you never? This would have never ever happened on. Bro, this would have been like when the WCW. This would have been like Karl Malone or Dennis Rodman being in a main event. This guy was in a main event spot.
Yeah, that's a good point. If Dennis Rodman Dennis Rodman has crossover, but it's like you're expecting, somebody to come out and then you get Dennis Rodman as a replacement.
This was awful. This was god awful, man. I am sorry, man. This was the drizzling, what's.
I agree, man. This was very anticlimactic, and I think that I think you were spot on as far as just about everything has the potential to be, forgivable. But at the same time, it's just like, man, I'm wondering what the recovery is when it comes to this. But the thing is, I say this all the time, who is the market? Who are we reaching? And at the end of the day, fans are going to be fans. IWC is going to be IWC. They're going to complain. They're going to watch next week. They're going to watch tomorrow. I don't think that this turned any people away who already watch the show on a weekly basis. And so that's my thing. And because of that, I think that the WWE in their mind, they won. They won. They already have the tickets bought. They could do whatever they want. And we say this all the time. They already sell all these tickets. They can do whatever the heck that they want, and people will come right back.
Chris, I want you to know, because you're talking about negative and glass being half full and all this. Chris, I got to tell you, man, I was so ready to eat crow because I thought whatever they were going to do in the finish was going to be really good. That's what I thought, and I was ready, bro. I will give it to them. Rock shows up, whatever they do, I will 1,000% give it to them. Whereas when we got to this finish, I'm like, there's no way. No, I could not believe, bro. Even when they put Levesque's name for the credits, I'm like, no, hit his music. Hit his music. Hit his music. I want to say, hey, bro, listen, I want to see what these people say. Maybe we're wrong, Chris. Let's hear what they have to say.
We shall see. All right, let's zoom through these super chats. We got a lot of super chats, so thank you so much. And we also passed over 1,600
That's a lot of
live
people.
and counting right
That's
now.
a lot of people.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, here we go. We got West Hill $2. It's safe to say that this is the worst WrestleMania of all time. Hard to argue, Vince, or no?
Well, I think you got to look at. I mean, Chris. I mean, you're the historian and you're the master. Can you think of a worse finish to a WrestleMania than this?
Finish.
Finish. End of the show.
Well, the interesting part of this is that Stephanie said it. This was a full circle moment in all the wrong ways possible. The last WrestleMania was in Vegas or Paradise, suburb of Vegas, or basically an extension of Vegas, was Caesar's Palace, WrestleMania 9. Right. And that has been earmarked by just about every pro wrestling fan of being the worst, or at least one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. It's like WWE in Vegas, when it comes to WrestleManias, they don't have a good relationship because the finish for that was horrible too.
What was it?
Well, that was the accident, black-eyed Hulk Hogan coming in after Bret Hart beating Yoko, Hogan coming in with the gimmick and then saying, and then Bret Hart saying, go, and then Hogan beating Yoko and becoming world champion. So that was probably the worst finish of all time. And that was also in Vegas-ish. And so I think both of the Vegas WrestleManias are going to be known for the wrong things, unfortunately. We got George Dominguez, $4.99, worst finish ever, and camera showed Cena telling Cody what to do. I don't know who booked that, but Jesus, that was terrible. Sorry, but can't justify that in.
Bro, you saw a lot of that during the match. Cena talking to you saw a lot of that, Chris, because I was pointing it out on my watch along. You saw a lot of them talking.
Cena's been notorious for calling.
I know he has.
He's been notorious for that, man. Let's see, Rollin, $2. The Rock doesn't care about this wrestling.
Apparently stuff. Not, Rollin. I swear to God, seriously, bro. How can he? How can he care after what we saw tonight, Rollin? I'm with you, bro.
Indeed. Matt, $5. Conspiracy theory: Rock didn't come to Mania to put the heat on Triple H, leading him being out of this year. Why else would Rock not put himself over?
I've been saying that, man. I've been saying that, bro. Did you guys? This was the most telling thing to me of the whole 2 nights, and I want you to go back and watch this, bro. When we did the Hall of Famers last night, Chris, and you got Brett and Austin out there and everybody out there, and then Triple H got the grand entrance. Bro, when Triple H goes over and shakes Austin and Brett's hand, look at Austin and Brett the second Triple H turns around. Look at Austin and Brett. Bro, they had to be biting their tongues. And I'm telling you, bro, this whole week, Chris, we talked about it yesterday. Triple H is all over everything. He's opening the show. He got a Hall of Fame speech. He's got the grand entrance at the Hall of Fame. He's there at the post press conference. Bro, I'm telling you, man, they are setting this dude up for a mighty, mighty, mighty fall.
I got the segment of Triple H shaking Brett's.
Look at Brett's face. Look at Brett's face, bro. Because he clearly showed them up. He clearly showed them up 1,000%.
Let's see here. I don't want to get flagged for any music though.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it was clear. I mean, him doing that is, I am a bigger star than Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. That's what he said.
Agreed. Yeah. Check this out.
Watch Bret's face. You can't see because of the light, Chris. You can't really see it.
Because of the light. Okay,
you guys can go watch it though. Yeah, you can't really see it.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah, bro. Bret didn't even attempt to not sell. He didn't even attempt to not sell.
Yeah. So he shook the hand and he's like, Like, it is
Bro,
hilarious.
I'm telling you, bro. He showed, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta tell you something, man. Because, bro, there's an etiquette with the boys. There's an etiquette with the boys, and he showed them up. That does not go over with the boys, bro, at all.
That's true. Yeah. Let's see here. We have Awesome Sauce, $2. Reds Orioles was more competitive than Orton and Joe.
Well, bro, just so you know, Chris, I think the Red Oriole game today was 24-2. I think. Just so you know, that's why he's making
more context in here.
Yes, wow. 24-2. I think the Reds won today. Yes,
interesting. Anonymous 199. We saw Stone Cold because there was no Rock.
I agree. I would agree with that too, bro.
Yep. Let's see here. We have Awesome Sauce, $2. Only way Cena gets booed is if you bring in Hogan to manage. Then that would be hilarious. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. We have Pete Paccio 199. This was two Raw throwaway shows. Horrible. What say you on that, Vince?
Yeah, no, he's saying these were two raw throwaway shows. This is supposed to be WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, Pete.
Yep, agreed. We're over 1,700 by the way right now. Good job. Wonderful, y'all. Wonderful.
Yeet.
There we go. Yeet. 1490. We got 499 anonymous. If that was the best Triple H had, there's no point in watching past this. Yeah. But again, man, people's gonna watch tomorrow. That's what we're gonna see. Dez 499. Happy Resurrection Day. You as well, my man. Disappointed Bianca didn't win and that we didn't get to see The Rock, and that crowd was awful. Blessings, Dr. Chris and Vince.
Thank you, Dez. Thank you, Dez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, happy resurrection to you too, my friend. Baller B Scott 199. Imagine spending $15,000 on the front row seat for that. Oof, man. Yeah, that's. You think that was a con job? Talk about a scam.
I remember a lot of times, guys, like when we would write a Raw or a SmackDown, and Chris, you would plan a match, and then something would happen during the night, and it wouldn't be that match; it would be something else. I would get accused of the bait and switch. Vince, you baited and switched us, and I would say, guys, the show's free. Okay, you didn't buy anything. The show is free. You weren't baited and switched at nothing. Bro, this was the bait and switch. This was thousands of dollars for a seat and no Rock. This was the bait and the switch, bro.
And we still don't know why John Cena aligned with The Rock. We still don't know that, by the way. Let's see. Andrew Cool 199. Ric Flair relationship with WWE could be over.
Bro, there were a lot of people thinking we were going to see Flair. I'm like, no way, bro. They're not going to bring Flair back at this point in time. No way, bro.
No. Joseph Frida 499. Main event was at least bottom 3 of all time, bro. Hogan said maybe worse because they ended a DQ with botch finish. Back to clips for me, bro. Wow. Yeah. So he's going back to the clip culture, which a lot of people are, man. So,
Chris, I got to, as we read all these comments, like serious, I'm being dead serious now. What positive comment can somebody possibly make about the finish of that match? Serious. If somebody was to make, I really liked it. What was there? Was there anything possibly like about it?
I mean, that's a great question, and I'm interested to know because I want to know who would.
Yeah, if somebody really liked the finish, please tell us. Like seriously, because I can't. I mean, is it 100%?
So far it has been. So we'll see. Black Note $5. Best thing tonight was Stone Cold running into the LED Wall Classic.
And bro, I got to tell you, the worst thing about that is, oh my God, bro, Austin hated effing up like that, bro. That's gonna keep Austin up tonight, bro. That's gonna keep him up tonight.
Yep. Dez 199, one of the worst WrestleManias I've ever seen. Shake my head. Yeah, That's general consensus based on that finish. That's for sure. Let's see here. McDowell's $5. So if the attendance record was sold out last night, what was it with 2,000 more people tonight? One of the worst WrestleManias I've seen in a while. That's interesting.
That's a great point. That's a great point, McDowell. Great point. Yeah,
I agree. We got appreciate you for your super sticker, Farrant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We also have Gio. Nah, Chris, this show sucked. I'm done being nice. Both nights were trash. There you go. Hey, there you go. It's all good, man. It's all opinion. And I thought the show was better than yesterday. That was my positive take.
I thought it was better than yesterday. I did. Yeah. I did.
Yeah, that's my take on it. So, like I said, there's the first couple of matches, 3 matches was good, and then it just went downhill from there. That's my take. So, all right. So let's see here. Taval, $10. Austin botched the beard cheers with McAfee on his show. Now bossed the ATV spot. I lost a bit of respect for Austin for coming out and just announcing the attendance number seriously.
Yeah, Taval, I got to tell you, man, I hated that spot for Austin too. I hated that spot. But Taval, I got to tell you this. Don't lose respect for Austin because, again, if they knew Rock wasn't going to be on the show, who knows how much they paid Austin for that spot. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, if they're giving you $500,000 to go out there and give the attendance, you're an idiot not to go out there and give the attendance, bro. So I guarantee you, man, they paid him well to do that.
Yeah. Lovely doll, $4.99. Rock didn't show up. What's the point? Worst ending I've ever seen. This was trash. The First Ladies match was great. My brain cells are gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have Correct Distortion, $5. Bringing out Scott was Cena's middle finger to us, ultimate heel. I don't think that was Cena's middle finger. I think that was just TKO's assuredness that they got their money in the bank and they cashed it. So that's what I take. We got Based Beerus, $5. Tell him, Vince, that main event was egregious. What was that tug of war for the belt? That was weird. Cody demolished KO at the Rumble, but no belt shot on Cena. That was what I think, to me, that was the worst part of the match. Cody's reluctant to hit Cena with the belt.
Yeah.
And he did it with Kevin Owens. Like, that was weird to me, man. That
because, Chris, they churn out so much stuff they don't remember what they do, man. I'm telling you, Chris. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true. We got Fancy $10. The more I watch Russo, the more I'm doing.
You got it, bro. I'm with you.
Very nice. Zubair, $5. This show was much better than night one. Not perfect, but great show. Sadly, we'll be back to trash perhaps tomorrow. No Rock was Austin sells out tonight. Zubair thought it was good. He liked it. Zubair, what do you think about the finish? What do you think about the end of the show? Pitch that in for us. Vishon, $19.99. So let me get this straight. The Rock helped Cena just so he didn't show up at all. Not even WrestleMania. No explanation. Vince, can you explain what's their thinking? The match.
Guys, I'm going to say this again, and I'm really defending them. I'm really defending them. This was so bad that there has to be something political going on that we have no idea about. Seriously, that's how bad it was. You cannot be competent, and I'm talking Rock, I'm talking Triple H, I'm talking everybody involved. You cannot be competent with a finish like that. So either you're incompetent, and I know The Rock's not incompetent. Either you're incompetent or there is something going on behind the scenes that we have no clue about.
Yep. Zubair, $2. Happy Easter. God bless all. Vince, don't leave us. There you go, man.
Yeah, 9 months, bro. This is my last WrestleMania, bro. 9 months.
WrestleMania, man. Just you're having a Cena run, man. Let's see here. Oz, $2. Both for WrestleMania 40, both nights is greater than WrestleMania 41 both nights.
Well, did Cody beat Reigns last year?
Yep.
Was that Yeah, that was good. I remember.
Yeah.
I watched that. That was a great. I put that match over to the moon. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, night one was good too, with Rock and Reigns against Cody and
Yes.
Seth. That was good
Yes.
too.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see here. We got Smooth Criminal $81. Thank you so much for your contribution. We have DK Stubble $5. Dirty Dom was the highlight of the weekend for me. Yeah, Dominic is man, he's getting a lot of praise all of a sudden. We got Matt $2. EO versus Asuka coming.
There you go. Yeah, you can go down that road, right? We didn't bring up Asuka. She's hurt, right? I mean, is she coming back soon?
Yeah, she's been hurt for a while. I think the last time I heard the the pace is as expected, maybe a little slower, but
I mean, they'd go crazy. That fan base would go nuts for that match, Matt. They'd go absolutely nuts for it.
They would. Zubair $2. That inning though.
All right, there we go. Okay, thank you, Zubar. We thought you were losing your mind a little bit there. Thank you, my friend.
Didn't like the ending. There you go, Zubair. The Truth Stand $5. Thank you, Vince Russo and Chris Featherstone, for sacrificing your sanity to protect mine. I'll be watching the brand this week for the review. You're welcome, and it's Easter too, by the way. So
thank you, Truth. Yeah, man, it was guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a tough 2 nights, man. It's a lot of hours, man.
Indeed. James $5. James Santel $5. I've never seen a women's division killed so hard in one night. Bianca and Ripley publicly humiliated, and then live at Velcro with 2 belts laughable. That's hard to argue, man. That's for sure. I don't, but the fans, they loved it. They popped for all of that, man. So Awesome Sauce $5. If Triple H and Tony Khan were around in 1984, they'd have Backlund or Tito Santana as champ over Hogan and Andre because they could wrestle and have no character. Yeah. Well, I mean, Backlund was, champ for a long time. So Vince had hope and a bunch of investment in stock in Backlund. So it worked because who was the Sheik, right? Yeah, Sheik was the one who broke it. Sheiky baby. Yeah, Sheiky baby. We got Oz, member for 1 month. Thank you for your membership. To me, the match of the night was the fatal 4-way Intercontinental Championship match. A lot of people were saying that. So. Cody 499, terrible Monday night too. I've been drinking. I need a good laugh. My name is Cody Davis. Vince, can I please get a sing along?
Cody Davis. Cody Davis.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Aaron, we got 199. No wonder Rock stayed clear of this. It was tragic. Yeah, that's true. We've got Robert $2. Cena versus Cody, the WWE version of Hogan versus Sting. You find accuracy in that, Vince?
What was that?
Cena versus
Chris. Here's a quote from the great Jonathan Coachman.
My gut is telling me that The Rock is actively trying to get at Triple H Flyer after that BS. What was that? There you go.
There you go. I'm telling you, bro.
Wow. That's interesting. I think that's a story that we should talk more about after this show.
It's going to be really, it's going to be really interesting, Chris. It's going to be really interesting. And I'm telling you, all you dirt sheet freaking marks that are showing up at that press conference, if one of them do not ask Triple H why The Rock wasn't there, you're a freaking hack. I would love to hear Triple H's answer to why The Rock wasn't at WrestleMania. I would love to hear his answer.
I usually don't watch those scrums, but I actually might watch it to find out, to see if someone asked that and what his answer would be. That would be interesting to find out. Aaron 199, WWE finishes another WrestleMania yearly cycle, runs repeat. Yep, true. We got Deadwalk, $5. Worst WrestleMania ever. Anyone who claims Hogan at WrestleMania 9 was the worst, you can silly STFU. Cena winning is trash, and Orton buried Joe tonight. There you go. We got Ronnie Las Vegas. Very nice. I like that. Vince's prediction is correct. At some point, the fans will get bored of Triple H's lazy booking and uneventful TV. Now, WrestleMania is just another event.
I got to tell you something, Ronnie. And Chris, I want to ask you this, bro. I got to be honest. This is the first time that a WrestleMania did not feel special to me at all.
Yeah, I mentioned this to group chats when I was working. Yeah, it felt odd. I mean, there was just something about this year that just didn't have that feel to me. And it just felt odd, man. I think it was because there wasn't a lot of hype leading. The hype of WrestleMania wasn't there because it felt so rushed toward the end of it that we didn't have any time to just kind of sit in the hype. And I think that was one of the biggest issues that I found with this year. And I think it translated to the weekend, in my opinion. We got Brian Adams, $2. Did you notice obvious match calling by Cena? Yeah, we talk about that. Yeah, again, he's notorious for that, man. Let's see here. We have Aaron 199. Triple H's idea of creative is having a cool interest.
I mean, it could be, Aaron. I mean, we've seen footage of Triple H going over entrances with the talent. I mean, we've seen that. It's out there on the internet, man. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the thing he's most impressed by. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting too. That he actually, I understand breaking the fourth wall when it comes to that. That's a big thing nowadays. But you're breaking the fourth wall and teaching or rehearsing Jacob Fatu's entrance. And Jacob Fatu was supposed to be this no nonsense heel, just mega machine. But then you have him like placate the Triple H by him teaching him how to do, coaching him on his entrance. Stuff like that to me is like, give me El Grande Americano, because like stuff like that to me is like, no, we don't need to see stuff like that, man. Not a fan. Ronnie Las Vegas, $2. Oh yeah, and they booed Cody. Don't blame them. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I swear to God, because I love how good John Cena is, because he's going to go out there tomorrow. They're going to cheer him. He's going to do everything in his power to get the crowd to turn. Everything, bro.
100%.
And it's gonna be amazing to see. It really is, man.
Yeah. And you got this international crowd. And so the very fact that he's going to try to get heat, they're going to just cheer him more for trying to do those promos. I hate you all.
Yeah. You see this puppy? I will snap this puppy's neck unless you boo me.
This is a voodoo doll to snap every single one of you. Boo me now.
Man. God.
We got Brian Adams, $5. Everyone join Vince Patreon Russo show with Al Snow, Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray are the best. Listen to one castrated remarks and you'll be.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, man. And we are, just to follow up on that, Brian, you guys can get a free week of Patreon, patreon.com/Russo TWC. Free week. Go ahead, Chris.
Very nice. Robert N. Mon 199 versus Teddy Hart.
What is Teddy Hart doing these days? Anybody hear from him anymore?
He gets caught up in a lot of legal stuff, man, unfortunately, man. And it's so crazy because go ahead.
I saw a doc about him once. I was so entertained, bro. I was him with the cats and stuff. I was so entertained by that documentary, man.
But here's the crazy thing about that, Vince. As much heat Teddy Hart gets for no showing and all the legal stuff that he's with, man, I've met him multiple times. One of the nicest guys.
Yeah, I never had an issue with the dude. I never had an issue with him.
Super nice dude, man. Completely different than all the stuff that he's been getting for so many years.
Yeah.
Southside Reggie, $9.99. Roman Reigns really lost his title and all his aura just for the man who beat him to lose to past his prime Cena and a rapper who looks like cinnamon stick on the Apple Jacks box. LOL. WWE is trash. There you go, Vince. Anything on that?
Yeah, I Chris, based on everything that happened this weekend, what is it you're looking forward to?
For Raw?
Yeah. Going
the
forward.
the only thing that I'm looking forward to is how Cena's going to try to turn those cheers to boos tomorrow. That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to, just because I know that it's going to be so hard, and Cena's probably thinking about things to say right now to try to turn that crowd over.
He's probably in the car ride, bro. He's probably
he's probably
promo out loud. Yeah.
Yep. We got Ronnie, Las Vegas. Will Kevin Sullivan go down as the best booker, Vince?
Kevin Sullivan was a great booker, man. I mean, you talk about a guy thinking outside of the box. I mean, Kevin Sullivan did have a great mind, man. No doubt.
Nice. The King, 499. Happy Easter, guys. Vince is right. I want to see Goldberg. It's a 3-minute match anyways. What's the big deal? There you go. We got one person pro Goldberg. Yep, there you go.
The King.
The King. Awesome Sauce, $2. AJ and Savage's last match in TNA. Macho greater than Taker, by the way. Macho, yeah. Well, AJ Styles is known for having those last matches against legends, man. That's pretty cool. Danimals 199 telling us to get some rest. Yeet, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you, Danimal.
Yeah, thank you, Danimal. Yeah, I will. I am shot after this weekend, man. I have not done that in a long time.
Agreed, man. I'm with you. I've had like one day off in the past 2 weeks or so. So I'm with you. Let's see here. We got what the I love that. 499. What does WWE see in Bird Girl? Why does she have 2 belts? I still don't think her gimmick. She hasn't cut a great promo or been in any storyline.
We didn't bring this up, Chris, but I kept saying this. How was she wrestling with that stuff in her hair? Like, wouldn't you think that would be a distress? She had feathers flying out of her hair for the entire match.
Yeah. I have no clue, bro. Matt Chilson, $5. This weekend showed what happens when there's no heat on your heels, no characters, no belief in the violence, and no true investment in baby faces.
That's it,
Spot
man.
on there, man. Spot on. Traffic Jam, $2. John Cena winning is best for business. Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to disagree with that, Vince, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're not going to turn a guy freaking heel after 25 years. He's going to lose. You know,
we got Retro KG, $2. That Dominic cheer was organic. He came a long way. What does that really mean, though, Vince? He came a long way. What does that mean?
Hey, but listen, bro, it's like Chris, I don't know what any of this means anymore. Dominic is a bumping fool. Dominic is a bumping fool. Dominic works his butt off, but that's not what this is about. This is about now the internet wrestling community have decided it's cool to cheer for Dominic Mysterio now. I mean, that's what we're looking at. Now we're going to cheer for Dominic now.
Yep. Let's see here. Brian Adams, my dad and I watch wrestling since the Attitude Era. Every time I show him something new, he says this effing sucks. He loves Russo, Stevie, and Bendo. Nice.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Tell your dad we said hi.
I'm noticing that Vince Russo, toward the tail end of his wrestling career, is becoming a babyface now.
Yeah, maybe I need to go on. I need to go on another title run. Maybe I need another title run, Chris. What do you think?
There you go. Let's do it. Yeet. We got Brian Adams, $2. Plug-in crazy for you, Vince, since you had to watch.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
We got J Money, $5. What does The Rock not having Wrestle freaking Mania as a priority say about the
J Money, we've been saying that all along. We've been saying that all along. If it's not important enough for The Rock to go to, then why is it important enough for me to watch? We've been saying that all along, J Money. I agree with you, bro.
Yep. Zubair, $2. Shout out to After Pop when he spoke to Triple H at Scrum.
What did he say? What did he say? I'd love to know what he said.
Yeah, we'll see. Matt, $2. Vince's first young rider was Vince, a better build than all WrestleMania.
Yes, thank you, Matt Chisel.
We got Young Reckless, $1.99. Which worse, 41 main event or putting title on actor in WCW? What do you think?
WrestleMania 41 main event without a shadow of a doubt, bro.
There you go. We got Aiden, $1.99. I think it would be better if Seth was third man.
Yeah, bro, that was the thing. Like, remember all the talk? Rock said there was another person.
Yeah,
all that talk, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, bro, there's nothing.
Wow. That's crazy. And then he come in a random pay-per-view like around last fall, and it just came out and to the ramp area and did the gimmick and like put like numbers up or something like that. And then he came with Elimination Chamber, and then he did the gimmick with like two fingers, and the payoff is, if there is a payoff, it's beyond WrestleMania. So that doesn't make sense.
Can I throw another conspiracy theory past you?
Oh, give me the sound bite, man.
What if Rock is still in bed with Vince McMahon and this is 100% sabotage?
Ooh.
Think about it. Think about it, man.
I think that's a viable conspiracy theory, man. I mean, but what conspiracy theory is not viable? That's what makes it a conspiracy theory, ladies and gentlemen. We got $5. Isaac, we got Isaac $5. How do you build an angle on Cena joining The Rock, but there is no Rock for the entire build and no Rock for the main event or Mania? It's insulting. That's the general consensus, man. People not liking that finish whatsoever. So man, the Raw Riders got some work to do tomorrow. Oof, man. Especially with
bro, I swear to God, this is like you go to you watch Star Wars, right, Chris? And you're waiting years and years and years and years for the sequel. You're waiting. Then finally, The Empire Strikes Back comes out, and Darth Vader isn't in the entire movie, bro. There's no mention of Darth. We don't see Darth. He's just not in the movie, bro. Can you imagine?
No Darth. Let's see. We got Mike. This Rogers.
Oh, please, man.
Triple H saw the San Francisco Giants ninth inning today and said, "Hold on,
I swear to God, I'm waiting for the Giant game to finish to go right into WrestleMania." They're winning 4-1 in the bottom of the ninth, and they gave up 4 freaking runs in the bottom of the. So I went into WrestleMania in a very, very bad mood. Thank you, Mike, for reminding me.
Yikes! Dead walk, $10. Hogan saved Mania 9. The crowd was still red hot for him, and just look at the crowd saying Hogan, Hogan. When Gonzalez attacked Undertaker, Vince had to do it. Got people defending Hogan for WrestleMania 9. There's a lot of people who thought that it was a horrible finish over the past.
I watched that, but I don't remember that finish too long.
A lot of people couldn't stand that finish because it was starting to become more into like the new generation type of gimmick with the smaller, kind of Bretts and Michaelses and things like that. And a lot of people thought Hogan came in and did his political power and stuff like that. And so people weren't fans of it. We got base St. Paul Levesque, $2. There you go. St. Paul events. Tyler Dunn, $2. I fell asleep on main event like Booker Hall of Fame. Very nice.
I saw the picture of Booker sleeping at the Hall of Fame. That is the absolute best. The absolute Triple H is cutting an hour promo at 2:00 in the morning. Oh my God, bro.
And Booker had the best comeback post today.
What did he say?
Had like a animated picture of him doing this, and he said, and the caption of it was, "I was praying." That was great. That was great. Fantastic.
Yes, very nice.
On Easter, by the way. That was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Great.
Timing was impeccable. We got Gilgamesh, $2. I'm glad that Drew won.
I am too. That might have been the biggest shocker of the night. Drew McIntyre winning a match.
I think it was great. Great idea. I think it was a great call. The one eye cleft guy, 499. This was Rocky's way of giving the middle finger for having this match canceled with Roman, Sin, Travis, and
that could be one eye cleft. That's a great point, man. Great point.
Wow. We got Matt, $2 back created for respect for our work.
Always. We always say that, Matt. These guys, I always tell you, man, these guys make a lot of money. These gals make a lot of money. They are blue collar workers, man. I always say that, bro. My criticism is never, ever, ever about how hard they work, ever.
Yeah. Lionheart, $4.99. I think WrestleMania has a whole was a 5. Both shows were quite mid. Even Paul's heel turn, you could see coming. Paul's? Seth's?
Yeah, Heyman.
Oh, Paul Heyman. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was very, very telegraphed, like I said yesterday. Kevin Devaney, $2. What a waste of
Kevin, man, I was saying that too, man. Like but again, bro, they probably gave him a lot of money to do that.
Yeah. It probably wasn't a waste for him because he got a nice payday for that. Yeah. We got Funnel Balls, $2. How should Tony control WrestleMania? If you want a great finish, come watch Dynamite.
Yeah, exactly. Come watch Dynamite Wednesday night at 8:00 on TBS and TNT. We just passed Nitro as the longest running wrestling.
Very nice, Tony Khan. Rollins, $10. Austin is the GOAT, but I said that he should avoid WWE like MJ avoids the NBA. Austin running into the barricade, Triple H overshadowing him at Hall of Fame, and Austin just reading the attendance was a horrible look.
I agree with all of that, Rollins, but again, we don't know the price tag involved. We may think differently if we knew the price tag involved.
Very true. Deadwalk, $2. Worst WrestleMania ever, and I've seen 13 and 16. Oof, man, a lot of people saying that, man. That finish really jacked it up. Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw, $5. How much longer are they going to keep acting like these WrestleManias are good? Go back to basics. One night, promos before the matches, character work.
I would love to see that, Coach. Go back to basics, bro. What brought you to the dance? I would love to see that, but we never, ever, ever, ever will.
Yep. We got Aaron, $2. What's your opinion on what's next for Cody?
Well, I'm sure we're going to see him and Cena probably. I mean, can they build this to SummerSlam, Chris, or is that too far away?
I don't know. We've seen his schedule, man. I'm not sure about that. I mean, they probably will, they could at least. I can see a rematch and then Cena getting the title back at SummerSlam, man. So the build of it is going to be Cena pops in a couple of times and they cut a couple promos, but I can see that happening at WrestleMania. I mean, at SummerSlam. Based $2. Ringside was narrow. Stone Cold had 3 laps at least.
Yeah, he was going so fast, bro. I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. WG 499. What's the point for Travis Scott coming out? I feel like it was a total waste of time for him to be out there, especially without Rock. Yeah, him without the Rock, man. Oof, that was tough. That was tough to see.
I thought, bro, I thought they were going to hit his music, and then he started coming down the ramp. I thought he was going to stop halfway down the ramp, and we were going to hit Rock's music. That's what I thought. When Rock's music never came, that's when I was like, bro, do not tell me.
Yeah, agreed. We have WG, $5. Lots of title changes. Positive crowd pop loud for Dominic and Cena breaking the record and ending Cody's reign.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Beerus, I don't think that's what they wanted. Chris, do you?
They as in WWE?
Yeah. WWE.
No, they didn't want Cena to be to get cheered. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that was a positive for them.
No, they wanted Cody Rhodes,
Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
That's what they wanted. Beer is $2. I prefer Roman versus Cody won over to WrestleMania 39. Oh, really? That's interesting. You thought that the first iteration of Cody Roman was better. I might have liked that better too because Roman won. Because I wanted Roman to win and he won. So, Hitesh $2. Rock got suspended for Travis Stamp to Cody. Here you go.
Yeah. Let me tell you, they should at least say that. That's better than no showing, bro. I like that.
Yeah. Clipside, $2. What would make sense for Backlash coming up? Yeah, where do you put Cena at Backlash, man?
Don't ask me to make sense.
Rematch, gimmick, steel cage, or something like that.
I guess so, bro. Yeah, I guess so.
Anthony Giuliano, $2. What was that finish to the main event? Yeah. Vince is speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Dominic, $5. Austin didn't mean to crash into the barricade. It too doesn't know what they're doing. Doesn't know what they're. I mean, he was just probably buzzed and. I
really don't think he was buzzed. I think he was just going way too fast.
You didn't think he had nothing in him?
I don't think so. You think?
Well, he was just talking about how there was him and McAfee and a couple other people was passing around, some whiskey, I think it was, all together. So,
bro, I would have lost my mind at the end because they went to the announce desk and McAfee was drinking beer and who's the other guy? Barrett was drinking beer. Bro, if Michael Cole was drinking beer, I would have lost my freaking mind. But thank God he wasn't. The other two are.
Why would you've lost your mind?
Because, bro, you got an announcer now out there drinking beer. Like, come on, man.
We got live and uncut, $4. Happy for Cena trips and deep in. Rock stood him up.
Bro, can you imagine that? What if Rock just no-showed? What about that, Chris? What if they were waiting all day for Rock and then they realized at 8 o'clock, guys, Rock ain't coming? Can you imagine that, bro?
How come he's not answering his phone? How come it's going straight to voicemail now?
Can you imagine? Oh, my God.
Yikes. ABC D, it's $4.99. This political thing makes 100% sense. Austin and Travis seemed thrown randomly like they had to scramble at the last minute to make up for no Rock. Man, can you imagine the turn at Elimination Chamber and almost 2 months later, they're like, hey, so all this is just, hey, Travis, we're going to set this all up for you. We want you to have that last spot at WrestleMania. You ready? Like, just think about the pressure that Travis Scott would have because of that, man. We got Arn Turl, $5. Do you think the finish had something to do with the lawsuit by the Boston band American Nightmare? I'm not too familiar with that lawsuit.
I guess a band is suing Cody for the name. I don't think so, bro. No.
Oh, okay. Anthony Giuliano, $5. I did watch the press conference and no one asked Triple H about The Rock because I watched it for that reason.
You gotta be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me, man.
Yikes.
How does somebody not stay up and say you do this elaborate angle 2 months ago and then we don't hear from The Rock? How did somebody not ask that question?
Oh, yikes. Dominic, $5. Austin didn't mean to crash in the barricade. His TK doesn't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. We got Dez, 199. Imagine if WWE called Vince Russo to do the attendance. That would be very nice. Very nice. Rollin, $5. I was surprised that you guys put over last year's finish because it was too online. It too was online for weeks. Everyone in except Taker WWE copy and pasted that finish.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, Roland. So yeah, but I didn't realize it. So I was watching it fresh and I enjoyed it.
Austin, Aaron, $2. What's your opinion of what's next for Cody?
I mean, he's got to be wanting to get the belt back from Cena. No, Chris. Yeah. I mean, where else you going to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do Cody Cena again, right? I mean,
yeah.
I can see like 3 or 4 matches leading into SummerSlam when he finally gets the belt back. I don't want to see that, but I can definitely see, because he did that with Brock. He did a trilogy of matches from Mania to SummerSlam. Because if I'm not mistaken, Brock turned the Mania after Raw. That's when they did the tag match between him and Cody against Solo and Roman, and then he did the F5 right after that. So that 4-month span was that feud. So I can see Cena doing the same thing. We got Henry Oria 499. Vincent Chris, do you think do you guys see a time where WWE and AEW can work together, co-promote, and have a huge invasion angle? Why or why not? I don't see it.
Yeah, Henry, I just don't think AEW is big enough, bro. Maybe if they were bigger, but Tony Khan's not doing anything to grow that company.
Yep. Bears $2. Cena's submission was too loose. Tighten up, man.
I noticed that too. I did notice.
He does that all the time too. He does he extends the arms and he never locks it in. Retro KG $2. Please don't go, Russo. Please don't leave wrestling. What's that song? Don't go.
Oh, baby, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Baby, please don't go.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. Please don't go. Please don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah, that's Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I want you to know.
Yeah, it's Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different song.
No, that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, we got Cliffside $5. What do you know about WWE Unreal debuting in summer? It's a show where they film inside the writer's room, according to Michael Cole tonight.
How much, bro? Can you guys stop with the programming? My God, like seriously, man, it's getting to the point of just being nauseating. Enough, man. God, bro, I don't care what anybody says, man. Sooner or later, they're gonna start turning even their own fans off. I'm sorry, man. Please.
Yep. Henry, Chris, how often do you also watch UFC MMA? Occasionally nowadays. I used to write UFC content, but occasionally I keep up with like the heavy hitters and stuff like that. Let's see here. We got Dubear, $2. Lady Austin fell 3 seconds after. Want that money?
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that the woman was working. I couldn't really tell. I couldn't really see.
Oh, LeBron and flop. I don't know. I don't know this, but I mean that could be the case. Rollin $5. Austin is the Michael Jordan of WWE. MJ brought an NBA team post-retirement. Austin should be on the board, not podcasting and reading attendance records. Austin on the board sounds. I mean, why not? You know, I mean that would make sense.
I don't. Knowing Austin though, I don't think he'd be interested in doing that stuff, bro. Austin.
I mean, he's interested in doing announcements for the check that he gets. I mean, the board board members get checks too, man.
Yeah, but that's more
with an empire like TKO.
That's more of an ongoing job, though. You know.
That's true. But I mean, it depends on boards, though. I've been on a board before too. I mean, a lot of times you're not unless you're like the chairman of the board, you know what I mean? But typically board members are stockholders and stuff like that, man. And they don't do too much. They have meetings, but they don't do too much in the goings on of the product. Let's see here. We got Beerus $2. Jim Carrey or Ben Stiller, Vince?
I like them both, but Jim Carrey is way more talented than Ben Stiller.
Nice. BS Music $2. We need T.O. Hopper to clean up this crap.
I don't even think he could have cleaned it up, to be honest with you, BS.
We got Marissa $2. Marissa and $2. This is my first falling asleep during a WWE event. Wow, that says a lot.
It does.
Henry, Chris Vince, is it true that WrestleMania 17 2001 was the best WrestleMania ever? To the quality, etc. A lot of people online say that. Thoughts? You didn't watch 17, did you?
No.
Personally, I definitely think 17 is the best of all time. Absolutely. Dez 499. They have to stop giving it to the IWC. Giving fans the power to book wrestling is literally ruining wrestling. I miss VKM telling them shut up.
God, can you imagine, like, Des, can you imagine, like, any professional sports team? Can you freaking imagine the owner of the team going online and doing what the fans are saying? Can you imagine what that would look like?
All over the place, man. Just
Wow.
Like Dominic, $2. Happy Easter.
Same to you, my friend Dominic.
JG_AB, $10. I think there might be dissension with Rock and Triple H. Rock might not be in agreement with Tripp's booking. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that. It definitely seems like there could be something going on with that. The real Joanne 199. Will Rock be booed next time he returns, Vince?
Well, he was getting booed, so I think they would continue to boo him.
Unless there's a lot of time involved, because he went from whipping Cody to cutting a promo on Netflix and getting cheered for it. So
yeah,
we'll see. The process, $2. Was this part of plan to ruin wrestling? Who's playing Raw? I don't think they would ruin wrestling, right? Like, Rock wouldn't ruin wrestling if he's the board member, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. ST Way 99 super 99 cents.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, ST.
Thank you very much. Ronnie, $5. What are you guys putting on Liv's perfect behind? For me, it was highlighted both nights.
You know what I notice about Liv, Ronnie? Her legs are always so bruised up, man. Like, she's always got bruises on her legs from just getting the crap kicked out of her. Liz, I got to tell you though, man, Liz has come a long way. She really has. She, in my opinion, has really done a great job.
I agree 100%. Estee Way, $5. This was definitely an FU to the fans, payback for last year. We got the People's Wrestling Channel for $1 donation. Thank you for your donation.
Thank you.
We got Young Reckless 199. Russo, why is Triple H full of himself?
Guys, I gotta tell you, Young Reckless, I think it's been ridiculous during this WrestleMania build. Like, I think it is to the point of being obnoxious. Like, and like I said, go back and look at Austin and Brett's face. I mean, it has gotten to the point for me of being overbearing now.
The Brett face was hilarious to me, for sure. Debt Walk, $10. Mr. Russo, what's your opinion on the guitarist wearing the Baphomet demon shirt while Damian Priest walking from Gorilla into Line of Fire represent hell and Satan on Jesus' Resurrection Day? Ooh,
well, that was, you know what, though, bro? That was the lead guitarist for Slayer. And I mean, that's what they represent. I don't think the guy really cared that it was on Easter, you know, to be honest with you. That's kind of the gimmick of the band, you know?
Yeah, true. People's Wrestling Channel, $5. That was the greatest main event ever because Cena lost. Well, I think he meant the Cody lost. Time to burn. That title was crazy how many sponsors WWE has now, hundreds of millions made.
Oh my God. Yeah. Even Chris, the barrier, there's ads all over that barrier around the man, bro.
Yeah. I don't recall seeing like an LED barrier. And now it's like the LED is usually on the apron, but now the LED's on the barrier too, man. They're finding all kinds of ways to make money. Zubair, $10. When After spoke to Triple H, joked to him saying, "Oh, that's a clickbait question. You always clickbait." Stone bait saying he's owed, but After and Triple H had a good laugh after question if China's going to Hall of Fame.
I would love to know what he said.
That would be interesting. Beer is $2. Travis not only came out, he had a full entrance.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, at the very end. Yeah. We got Saison, $5. Sad to see the ending. I was a big fan. Watched from WrestleMania 14 to 27 and thought last year's WrestleMania was amazing, but tonight was horrible.
I swear to God, bro, if any of these freaking podcasts, I swear, bro, busted open 83 weeks. If anybody tries to put over that finish tomorrow, bro, shame on you. Serious. Don't even attempt to put over that finish. I don't care who you are, how hard you want to kiss up to them. Anybody attempting to put over what happened at the end of this show will have zero credibility. None.
From all the post-show podcasts and all the YouTube channels, I'm sure somebody's going to put that finish over.
Please, bro, give me a break.
We got Zubair $5. The clickbait question thing joke is due to Cena playing heel to Scrum. Now y'all owe me sing my name. Ella, just JK, love y'all. God bless. How was Easter? Zubair, there you go. Zubair
Talk TV. Zubair Talk TV. Zubair Talk TV. Zubair Talk TV.
Wonderful. Easter was grand for me. I actually have a plate right in front of me of my wife cooking, and it was beautiful.
Very nice.
She brought it down while I was doing work in my office and gave me a hug, and
nice.
It was great. Let's see here. We got Drago $2. Will you stay until 3 a.m. if we keep super chats going? I got therapy in the morning, man. So I mean, hey, it's enticing. But we are reaching the end of our super chats. Thank you so much for it. I'll do a final tally of super chats when we close up, man. This is great. WZQ $2. I hear Cena just talked about Rock not showing.
Man, I would love to hear all this stuff. We'll hear it in the next couple of days.
I imagine. Henry, how do you guys like John Cena's performances in Hollywood? Have you guys watched Peacemaker? I think he's a great actor. Have a good evening, guys.
I've not seen much of his work, Henry, to be honest with you. I've not seen too much.
He was okay, and I saw one movie. I think it was when he was in the Fast series. He was cool. He was all right. One Neeb 699. Find it hard to believe that Rock let this happen. Something must have happened. Vince, how would you have ended it? By the way, Braun looked incredible.
Oh man, I thought the whole ending was going to be that Cody was up and looked like Cody was going to go over, and they were going to hit Rock's music, and that was going to 1000% turn the tide. That's what I believe that 100%.
We got David $5. My question is, how has Cena gone along with all this? He's so protective of his character for 20 years.
You know, guys, again, we have to understand, especially with TKO now, bro, we've got to understand we don't know what these people are getting paid. I mean, bro, somebody's paying you millions and millions of dollars. You want me to do what? Okay, no problem. I mean, you've got to take that into consideration.
Indeed. Centerpiece Entertainment 199, a bad show, but they got 126,000 suckers to go.
Yes, they did.
We got Este $2. Where are Cody's friends to help him? What friends have they ever? I mean, have they talked about Cody's friends at all? Or
not really, man. Not really.
Yeah. We have David $2. Trips didn't even mention Rock in his Hall of Fame speech.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It's not, they're not buddies. I mean, there's no question about that. So that doesn't really surprise me, David.
Well, they usually, people who do Hall of Fame, they usually talk about like the greatest rivalries.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he didn't mention them, that's weird because The Rock is definitely one of Triple H's greatest rivalries. Ryan, $2. Besides Cody, who challenges Cena Cody all year? I mean, hey, if it's bringing in tickets, they don't give them ideas. Right? Don't give them ideas. We got J. Do 1492-199. Did you notice Triple H left Rock out of his Hall of Fame speech? It seems like that's been people are talking. It's a talk of the town here. Let's see here. Drago $5. It's sad when you're watching the WrestleMania main event and keep thinking about how much you're looking forward to see Russo rip the maneuver.
Hey, I told you, Drago, I didn't plan on it. Chris, I swear I thought I was going to eat crow. I really did. I'm like, man, they're going to come up with something great. I really, really, really thought that. I was ready to eat crow. I was ready to put it over. I'm not lying to you.
We got WG 199. What was up with Finn Balor's banana entrance gear?
Yeah.
We also have Virgil $5. Am I wrong for being extremely annoyed with Michael Cole constantly screaming John Cena is the GOAT? It's really insulting everyone's intelligence.
I've buried Michael Cole enough this weekend, man. He's so overbearing to me, man. He really is.
We got Henry Aria. 49 Vince to China, Johnny Laura get along with Sonny and Sable, or were those ladies afraid of China?
You know, Henry, it's funny because China tended to hang out more with the guys than the girls. Because DX was a thing. She was always with them. She didn't hang out with the women much.
Gotcha. We got Fajita $5. I thought John Moxley might come out to help Roman and Rollins. No, that wouldn't have happened with Moxley and AEW. And finally, we have Rollins $2. Triple H acts like he's WWE champ, face of the company.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Benzi's $10. Now they've bought AAA. Does that mean that they'll get even more lax with these no build-ups, one-dimensional guys going over? I thought they'd have saved it somehow if Rollins had been the third man.
Yeah, Benzi's, that's interesting because now they got a ton of people to bring in, man, and just have great wrestling matches, right, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. They do. Yeah. All right, we got 3 more. We're going to close it up here. JDo $4.99. Why have half the roster just went into hiding? Is Sami Zayn or Solo Sikoa still working in their company?
Well, Sammy is hurt, and Solo was on the show last night.
Although there's some conflicting things with Sammy, though. So he just may have not been used. Let's see here. 8 and $9.99. My dream was Rock coming out, kick the S out of Cody. Then Seth, Paul, The Rock, Cena are standing over Cody, and it translated to CM, Roman, Cody teaming up all year, and finishing with Roman Rock 40.
Yeah, bro. A lot of people were thinking that in my watch along, like they had Paul and Rollins figured into this thing, and I don't even know how you connect those dots, but a lot of people were thinking that.
Oh, really? And finally, Virgil, $5. Good storytelling would be Rock showing up at Raw and taking the belt from Cena and telling him it's his because he owns his soul.
I got to tell you, Virgil, that's not a bad idea. But if I'm one of those people that paid for tonight's show and Rock's on Raw tomorrow, I'm going to be a little upset.
That's very true. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. We got over 1,900 that joined us live, and we 142 super chats, ladies.
No way. No way. Are you serious, bro?
Yes, indeed.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. That was absolutely awesome, bro.
Yeah. All right, Vince, let them know where to find you, my brother.
Yeah, guys, all of you, man, please go to my Patreon. Get a free week, man. Try us out. It will cost you nothing. And if you want to stay with it after the free trial, it's only $3 a month, bro. $3 a month. Patreon.com/Russo TWC.
Wonderful. And Vince and I will be right back here tomorrow with the Raw After Mania review, live as we do as always. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the WrestleMania post show. Have a good night, everybody. So long. Happy Easter.